I, 27 male, don't even know where to start. Someone anonymously sent me a link to my girlfriend's, 28 female, camgirl profile, and it's been a complete downward spiral since then. It's gross and humiliating, and now I feel like there's nothing left that's special between us after 7 years together. She admitted to meeting up with this hardcore fan multiple times. Once while I was at my mom's funeral, twice during weekends when I was visiting my mom, and again while I was at work. At this point, I don't even want to know the full extent because I feel like any more information would completely destroy me. The red flag started when she suddenly said she had a low libido, which was never an issue, especially for her. When I would question things, she made me feel like I was going crazy or being insecure. But the worst part? She cheated on me the same week my mom had a cardiac arrest and was hospitalized. That's why she stayed behind. I can't even believe I trusted her when she said she was being supportive of me and my family and was letting me have what might be the final moments with my mom with just the two of us. What a gullible idiot I was. Anytime I questioned her about the weird things she was doing, she'd just lash out, calling me insecure or paranoid. Looking back, I realize how poorly she treated me. It's like she had no empathy, especially with how apathetic she was towards my mom's condition. And to top it off, she faked a sprained ankle one weekend when we were supposed to go see my mom, just so she could go out and sleep with this guy. I'm disgusted beyond words. She skipped seeing my dying mom to screw a man off the internet. I can't even begin to describe the hate I feel for her right now. We have a lease coming up for renewal, but I'm seriously considering breaking it sooner. I can't stand being around her, and every minute that passes, the disgust grows, and I fear I might do something that'll put me in jail. I don't know how to come to terms with the fact that I've been living with such a garbage human being. All I know is staying in this house with her isn't in my best interest right now. Update. So I moved out. Shit hit the fan when I woke up one morning and found a guy in our apartment. She'd brought him home while I was there, and that was it for me. I packed my stuff and went to crash at my buddy's place. I've still got about a month left on the lease, but I've already found a new place. Spacious, cheaper, and much better for my peace of mind. A few days ago, she called me asking why the Netflix wasn't working. I told her I canceled it, and told her in the same breath I won't be paying any more bills for the apartment either. Then there was a brief moment of silence before she asked, "Why?" As if she couldn't wrap her head around it. I told her, "I'm done with you and the apartment. I moved out. Hello?" It was like that was the first time it sank in. She freaked out, started yelling at me to get my ass back because she didn't have the money to cover the bills or move out herself. She said she won't move out on her own and I'll just have to take her with me everywhere I go. I told her if she could somehow manage to spread her legs any further, her fans would jump in to help. She was livid. I'm feeling better already. Moving out was the best decision I've made. And now I'm focused on getting that last month over with and would focus entirely on setting into my new place. No more dealing with her lies, her gaslighting, or the mess she created. Please leave some encouraging words. Story 2. A few key observations and things I've learned in the 18 months since D-Day. Hey there. This sub was a tremendous help to me, 39 male, in the days and months following my own D-Day. I'd like to give back by sharing some things I've observed and learned along my journey in the hope that it may help others. Wherever you are, wherever you or they may be in your personal journey. My story. High-level overview. Married for 13 years with 2 kids. Didn't have the perfect marriage, as stress from dual careers and raising kids created a busy life, but I honestly thought we were solid and working through life together, especially the first 10 or 11 years together. A couple years before D-Day, I felt like something was wrong. Confronted her about it, she 100% denied it. I felt terrible and tried to figure out why I would think she would do something like that. During the last couple years of our marriage, there was a lot of things that just didn't feel right, but I didn't have any proof. Would easily resort to questioning myself on why I would think these bad thoughts about her not loving me and try to get over it. Early in 2019, I got the call from the AP's spouse and was forced to confront the truth of my ex-wife having an LTA. Here are some things I've written down over the last couple months that I'd want to tell someone if they were dealing with infidelity in their own life. Pre-D-Day. If you have suspicions that your partner's cheating, then think carefully before confronting them. If you don't have proof, it's pretty easy for them to deny it, and all you do is push them underground. Help them sharpen their skills on being deceitful and reinforce in their brain that they must continue to be careful. I wish I would have kept my feelings, hunches, and concerns to myself and just heightened my senses and took better notes of things that didn't add up. I potentially could have saved myself 2 years, and in looking back, I think there's some truth to the idea that I didn't want to know. Don't rush into making decisions post-D-Day. Of course, if you want to kick them out, then that's fine. They can always move back in. But immediately after D-Day, I was thinking more along the lines of, what do I have to do to keep this marriage intact? Versus thinking, what's the best for me going forward? I was a complete mess for 2 weeks and was clearly not in a mental state to be making life-impacting decisions. If you're in this situation, then take as much time as needed to figure out what you want to do next. You are under no timetable except your own. If you have a counselor that makes you feel as if you share any blame for the affair, then drop them immediately and seek out a new counselor. You are 50% responsible for the marriage, 0% responsible for their actions. There are counselors out there who get it. My personal thinking immediately after D-Day was more in line with Esther Perel. Now it's fully aligned with Chump Lady. There are a lot of experts out there that seem to want the betrayed to swallow a giant pill of suck to make their WS lives better. That's not your job post D-Day. Are they sorry they got caught or truly remorseful? It took me 2 months to figure out the sorry was a selfish sorry. If you're unsure or aren't convinced, then take your time figuring out which side of the fence they're standing on. Wasting time and energy on someone that isn't truly remorseful is a huge emotional drain. If they don't want to put in the work to fix things and start rebuilding trust, then you have your answer on how to proceed right there. Draw boundaries and hold them accountable. She wouldn't let me look at her phone or do other little things, and that told me a lot about how serious she was about saving things with me. If you decide to split, then spend lots of time with your kids. Mine have adjusted well, and I can tell you that the environment they're in with me being single, even just having them 50% of the time, is much better than what they would have been exposed to 100% of the time if we had stayed together just for the sake of being married. I also have a great sense of pride that I'm modeling the correct behavior for my kids, and my future words around what to stand up for and how you should be treated will have a lot more validity. Put some work into coming to terms with the fact that the WS may do everything right post D-Day, but you still want to leave. And that's okay. The transgression of infidelity is a serious offense, and I think it's completely acceptable to decide you can't trust or live with someone who betrayed you in the most despicable way possible. Now, all mutual friends will have empathy for your situation and may continue to be friends with the WS. There are many reasons for this, but you'll have to let go of friends you thought once cared about you. I've tried to do it gracefully. Who am I to say they can't be friends with her? I simply distance myself from them so that I create as much space as possible between her world and my world. This has helped my mental health and healing more than you can ever believe. I find it easy to leave former mutual friends in the dust because if they know what she did and still chose her over me, then why would I want to be around them anyway? Surround yourself with people who truly share the same values that you do, and it's okay to have a smaller circle of closer friends than a larger circle of fakes. I wish you the best and hope this may help someone out there who needs some encouragement and guidance. This is an incredibly insightful post, and I appreciate you sharing your experience. It's amazing how you've taken the time to reflect on all of this and are offering such thoughtful advice for others going through the same thing. I completely agree with your point about not rushing into decisions right after D-Day. When emotions are at their peak, it's hard to think clearly, and giving yourself time to process is crucial. I also appreciate your perspective on not being responsible for your partner's actions. It's something that people need to hear, especially when they're vulnerable and might be blaming themselves. Your advice on drawing boundaries and holding the wayward spouse accountable is spot on. It's tough to see it in the moment, but those small actions, like not sharing their phone, really show how serious or not they are about rebuilding trust. Lastly, your point about mutual friends is so true. It can feel like another betrayal when people stay close to the person who hurt you. But realizing that it's okay to let them go for your own mental health is powerful. Surrounding yourself with people who truly value you is such an important step in the healing process. Thanks again for sharing this. It's clear you've come a long way, and your words will definitely help others who are navigating this difficult path. Wishing you continued strength and peace.